Coming up, how to develop a super immunity against coronavirus. What do experts say about it? Find out the details in our news digest. New oil deposits have been discovered in Kazakhstan. Reserves of the black gold were found during additional exploration using 3D technologies in Mangistau region. Kazakh children will be able to travel for free. Starting this year, they have the opportunity to visit the top 10 tourist places of the country. Learn more about the unique program Kids Go Free tonight. 30 years of mutually beneficial cooperation. It's been that long since the establishment of diplomatic relations between Kazakhstan and South Korea. On the occasion of the anniversary date, Kazakh First Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Shahrat Nurushev met with Ambassador of South Korea. The diplomats exchanged congratulatory letters from the heads of the two states. The parties are confident that the dynamics of the expanded strategic partnership will only grow stronger every year.
I am very much honored to congratulate on the 30th anniversary of diplomatic ties between two countries. In 2009, two countries became strategic partner, and now Korea is first largest trading partner of Kazakhstan. And from Korean perspective, Kazakhstan is the largest trading partner in Central Asia. In addition, Kazakhstan is the largest investment destination of Korea.
This year marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Kazakhstan and Iran. During the meeting, Iranian Ambassador Majid Samadzadeh Saber emphasized the need to improve the trade and transit opportunities of the two countries as much as possible. The further development of a comprehensive partnership between the states of the Caspian region was also discussed.
بزرگترین نعمت هست و ما از همون روز اول خوشحال شدیم که کشور دوست برادر و همسایه.
Relations between our countries are based on mutual understanding and friendship. The ties in political, trade, and economic sectors have been broadening and evolving over the years. For example, last year the trade turnover between the two countries increased by 110% compared to 2020.
و گفتیم که بلافاصله بعد از اینکه شما مستقل بشید، استقلالتون رو به رسمیت خواهیم شناخت و همینطور هم شد.
New oil deposits were discovered through further exploration of the Uzen field in Mangistau region. This work has resulted in the increase of recoverable reserves of oil to almost 40 million tons, the press service of the Kazmunay Gas Company reported. According to it, this will significantly affect economic performance. The program of detailed additional exploration of the Uzen field was initiated in 2017. A high-resolution 3D seismic survey was carried out as part of it. The entire well stock was reinterpreted, and the geological 3D model was rebuilt. At the moment, the field development project is being adjusted in order to record new reserves and their further mining. (7,491 fresh cases of the coronavirus infection were registered in Kazakhstan in the last day. The city of Almaty had the highest single-day count of 1,556 infected people. The capital came second with 1,194 detected cases. Karaganda region took the third place. 954 people tested positive for COVID-19 there. The total number of coronavirus cases in the country has exceeded 1,233,000 since the beginning of the pandemic. According to Kazakh Health Ministry, more than 151,000 residents are currently continuing to receive treatment for COVID-19. Over 10,000 out of them are in hospitals of Kazakhstan. The number of Kazakh citizens fully vaccinated with two components has exceeded 8,755,000 to date. Mass protests against COVID restrictions took place in Brussels. Approximately 1,500 protesters opposed the imposition of mandatory revaccination that will allow extending sanitary passes. Authorities plan to launch this from March 1st. In addition, the demonstrators demand the resignation of the government, according to them, due to poor management during the pandemic. Why am I here today? For total freedom. COVID is no longer as scary and threatening as it used to be. I signed a petition to get our rights back. We demand the resignation of the government. We somehow lived for 2 years without the cabinet, and it was okay. It is not normal not to have the right to be heard in a democratic state. Vaccinated or not, let's stand in solidarity with each other so that no one can divide us. Meanwhile, the people of Czech Republic also show their dissatisfaction with the COVID restrictions. A crowd of about 3,000 people filled Wenceslas Square in the center of Prague. The protesters are demanding that the government lift restrictions and allow people to move freely. There is an outbreak of coronavirus currently in the country. Last week, more than 50,000 new cases were registered on Wednesday alone. Moreover, to visit catering facilities in Czech Republic, citizens are required to have a vaccination passport or a negative test. The anti-COVID démarche also enveloped Canada. This time, truckers took to the streets of Ottawa. Drivers demand cancelling the package of restrictions, which came into force on January 15th. According to them, truckers are required to have vaccination documents with them to cross the US-Canada border. The risk of reinfection with the Omicron variant is 5.4 times greater than that of the Delta strain, researchers from London concluded. According to them, the protection afforded by past infection may be as low as 19%. The similar situation can be with subsequent strains of COVID-19. Only vaccination is effective in this case, which can mitigate the course of the disease. At the same time, according to the results of another study, it was found that antibodies in people infected with Omicron increase protection against Delta by more than 4 times. In order to prevent the disease, Kazakh health experts strongly recommend observing sanitary rules and hand hygiene, as well as strengthening the immune system as much as possible.
Omicron штамының бір ең жаңағы жаман қасиеті бұл бір дегенде 5-4 есе жаңағы жұғады.
One of the negative features of the Omicron variant is that the risk of infection increases 5 times even with one touch. This strain of coronavirus spreads quite quickly. For example, a person can get infected even if he did not have a conversation with a patient but simply passed by or was nearby. That is why citizens must observe safety measures and wear masks. Opinions that some got infected, have already had the infection and now don't have to worry for 6 months are erroneous.
Әңгімелердің барлығы шындыққа сәйкес келмейді. Бүгін ауырып, жазылғаннан кейін де егер сіз сақтанбасаңыз қайта ауырып қалуыңыз мүмкін.
Lemons instead of cucumbers and tomatoes. The total area of cultivated tropical fruits in the Turkestan region occupies almost 8 hectares. But caring for citrus fruits is not so easy. According to agronomist Aydar Aisov, farmers are not afraid to experiment, and interest in the exotic is only growing. As the greenhouse worker notes, it is planned to harvest 5 tons of lemons in the next 3 years.
Bir түбінің өзі бір 100-200 шейін береді, жетілгеннен кейін.
One tree, on average, produces 100 to 200 kilograms of fruit, but this requires proper care. The seedlings must be cut and fertilized on time. We import the bulk of lemons from Uzbekistan, so their price is high. But if our farmers will start replacing imports, citrus fruits will become cheaper. Experts say that they go to Uzbekistan to gain experience. Neighbors willingly shared not only lemon transplants, but also tips on growing them.
шаруа қожалықтарды тәжірибе алмасу, жаңағы лимон шаруашылығын баулу, және одан басқа өнім өндіру түрлерін баулу бойынша біз көрші Өзбекстан мемлекетіне бар.
We try to organize traveling seminars for those who want to grow lemons. We take them to Uzbekistan so that they could exchange experiences with local lemon growers. We plan to organize another trip soon.
Өсіруге болады, оны баптаулары қалай болады, өнім көлемін қалай ұлғайтуға болады алатындар. Сол жағдай бойынша жұмыстар жүргізсек деп ойлап отырмыз.
The Department of Agriculture of the Turkestan region noted that they are currently working out the issue of state support and preferential subsidies for lemon producers. Kazakh children starting this year will be able to fly around Kazakhstan for free. However, to go free of charge by air to the top 10 destinations of the country, they must purchase a ticket from domestic tour operators. Thus, families with minor children will be able to save up to 30% of the costs on holidays in their country. Yernur Kinjibekov, the representative of Kazakh Tourism Company, which operates the unique program Kids Go Free, spoke about its launch.
Это впервые не только у нас в стране, но и во всем мире, потому что на уровне
This
правительства
is the first time not only in our country, but throughout the world, because no one has launched such a program at the government level, only individual private companies. The Kids Go Free program is a measure that encourages most ordinary families to relax inside Kazakhstan and save up to 30% of their budget, and for tour operators to sell more package tours for families. Full ticket price for children from 2 to 18 years old is available at any time during the year. Kazakh Tourism also spoke about other measures of state support for the tourism industry, which came into force on January 1st.
это возмещение 10% за строительство и реконструкцию туробъектов, также возмещение 10%
This is a 10% refund for the construction and reconstruction of tour facilities, as well as a 10% refund for the construction of roadside service facilities, which may include hotels, camping hotels, service stations, gas stations, and food outlets. Also, the state will reimburse 25% of the costs for the purchase of tourist buses, as well as equipment for ski resorts.
Туристских автобусов, а также за приобретение оборудования и техники для горнолыжных курортов.
In addition, to develop inbound tourism in the country, this year's subsidies are provided for each foreign traveler who visited Kazakhstan. Tour operators will be able to receive up to 15,000 tenge for one foreign guest. Thus, the support measure proposed by the state will serve as a motivation for tour operators to actively develop package sales with travelers staying for at least 5 days. Both children and adults in Pavlodar region can learn how to play an ancient musical instrument Kylkobyz. A special music club, which opened recently, provides such opportunity. Beginners get to learn and perform Kazakh cues. Classes are held several times a week.
Бастапқы сауат ашатын күйлерді үйрету, және де сосын
Since Qazaq is the Kazakh national musical instrument, I had to play it. I started to learn playing it a couple of years ago. I really like its sound. I already perform folk songs with Qazaq. We start with simple cues. We pay much attention to folk songs, to the accompaniment of this particular musical instrument. I think this is an original approach to the study of creative heritage of Kazakh people.
Qobыздың жаңағы тартылуы, оның ұсталуы деген сияқты қарапайым сауаттылықтан бастаймыз.
Күйшілік өнер бір насихатталуы кенжелеп қалғандығын аңғарып отырмыз. Осы олқылықтың орнын толтырсақ деген ниет.
We intend to popularize the performance of cues. This type of musical art should take a special place in our work. While we teach playing the Qylkobyz, we want to cover such musical directions as jыр and terme performing, so that they would be played particularly on Qylkobyz.
Одан бөлек жаңағы жыршылық, термешілік, әншілік өнерді ішіне қамтып отыр.
Playing the ancient instrument, arna, is also being revived in the region. The musician's repertoire already contains 24 pieces of music. Kazakh athletes who participate in the Winter Olympics in Beijing will compete in the qualifying competition on February 3rd. The freestyle team will be the first to perform at the Games. The athletes such as Yulia Galysheva, Ayolum Amrenova, Anastasia Gorodko, Alesa Graur, Pavel Kolmakov, and Dmitry Reichert will represent our country at this sport. 34 Kazakh athletes, who have won 87 licenses, will take part in 24th Winter Olympics. The opening ceremony of the Games will kick off on February 4th at 5:55 p.m. Khabar and Arna TV channels will broadcast live.